Hello, I'm going to do a little reading on Deuteronomy 29. These are the words of the covenant which Yahweh commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. Moses called to all Israel and said to them, Your eyes have seen all that Yahweh did in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh and all his servants and to his land. The great trials which your eyes saw, signs and those great wonders. But Yahweh has not given you a heart to know, eyes to see, and ears to hear to this day. I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not grown old on you, and your sandals have not grown old on your feet. You have not eaten bread, neither have you drunk wine or strong drink. And you may know that I am Yahweh your God. When you come to this place, Sihon the king of Heshbon and Og the king of Bashan came out to battle, and we struck them. So look at that phrasing well. So the king of Heshbon, which is Sihon, and Og king of Bashan, yes, they did, and Moses was the one credited for defeating those two. So this was before Joshua. So Og king of Bashan is a known Nephilim. Okay, so he is a Nephilim. He is the last of the Rephaim. Well, it says there's the last of the Rephaim. Of course, you will see, what's his name? Goliath. So I guess he's the last king of the Rephaim. So he's supposed to be very tall, and his bed is like 12 feet tall, while Goliath is supposed to be somewhere about 9 feet tall. Okay, so he's not as tall. So you know that there's some blood mixing here. Now, Sihon is an Amorite king, but Amorites were said to have also have Nephilim blood. So we don't know if Sihon is a giant, maybe not, but he does have the Nephilim blood. And the reason why Yahweh, the God of the armies, Yahweh the God, our Yahuwah, our Father, he commanded Moses and later Joshua to, yes, he did tell them to perform genocide. And there is a reason why. And before you're like, see, the Israelites are people who do genocide. It's like now the Israelis are doing genocide in Gaza. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say yes. You know why? Because back then, not now, but back then, the ones who were living in Gaza, because who is the person, who are the people living there? It's, oh my gosh, it's Goliath. And who in the world is Goliath and his people? They are the last of the Rephaim. Okay, not Jesus, but he will allude to it later. But when there are Nephilim in the land, God wants them wiped out because he wants a clean slate, because these guys were never meant to commingle with human blood. Because in the days to come, Judgment Day, and when they die, of course, there is no place where they can go. They don't have heavenly bodies. They are not meant for salvation like the humans, us. So when they die, their spirits are just floating around, and they become, They become demons. Okay, they become demons. How do we know this? Because the term that's used in the Bible, which is not in the English translation, of course, is Temu Nephal. Temu means dead. Nephal means Nephilim. So demons are dead Nephilim. They are disembodied spirits, familiar spirits. Okay, so I don't know, maybe Og king of Bashan's spirit is floating around somewhere there. Because you will get to see Bashan over and over and over again, especially when you get to Psalm 22. The bulls of Bashan, they surround me. And where is Bashan? Bashan is in Caesarea Philippi when Jesus comes, because it's not yet Caesarea Philippi back then, because it's still Bashan. There would be a lot of things to happen, and a lot of naming changes. So why does God want, by the way, they're already in the promised land. So they had to kill and wipe out everyone. Bashan and in Sihon. Sihon, king of the, he is an Amorite, so he does have Nephilim blood. Um, but the Reubenites, the half tribe of Manasseh, and the Gadites were already there. They already asked for that part of the territory. So they're technically settled, but Moses said, okay, your wives, your children, and your livestock can start to settle here, but your men must march with us and conquer. We have to conquer the whole promised land before you, men of war, will settle. So that's what happened. So even when Moses died, he actually what's this is continued by Joshua, and they did what they said they would do, and they took over the whole promised land. And you know what happened in Jericho, what happened in Ai, and yeah. All right, so let's skip down to this. God spoke to you, and he swore to your fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, neither do make his covenant and oath with you. Those who stand with us today before Yahweh our God are those who are with us today. For you know how we lived in the land of Egypt, and how we came through in the middle of the nations through which you passed, and you have seen the abomination of their idols of wood, stone, silver, and gold, which were among them, lest they should be among you, man, woman, family, or tribe, whose heart turns away today from Yahweh your God to serve the gods of those nations. So God does not want you to serve those nations, those idols of stone, idols of wood, silver, and gold. Okay? Lest there should be among you a root that produces bitter poison. So if you have that with you, it'll poison the whole lot of you. That happens, he cursed, and he will be blessed, and he shall have peace. Those who have peace and stubbornness of heart. Okay. Yahweh will not pardon him, but Yahweh's anger and his jealousy will smote against that man, and all the curse that is written in this book will fall on him. So that is the reason why, I'm sorry, Solomon, it's the reason why Yahweh is angry at you. But he loved David, because no matter what David did, David is such a man whore, and he's not a very good parent. He tried, but, it's not that great of a guy. But he was a great king. But one thing God loved about David never was idolatrous. And God forgave him everything. Even sometimes he wanted to, like, David, come here, Yeah, he punished David, but he still loved David. Okay, so produce for the land, far from it doesn't produce, nor any grows like it. Okay, this is interesting. So if you what's this? If you are idolatrous, plagues in the land and sickness will follow you, and you will be overthrown like the overthrowing of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, which Yahweh overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. See, so yeah, basically don't be idolatrous and everything will be well with Yahweh. The reason why this is all in one chapter is because the Nephilim were the one who turned the people to idolatry. A lot of those mythology that we used to say now, or we say that they're just mythology. They were religions back then. And it's the reason. Also, remember, God is a jealous God, so he wants them wiped out, because even one little stone statue will poison the lot. And that actually happened over and over again during Judges, Chronicles, and Kings, and all of the above. So that's it. Just a little reflection for today.